What's the activity that takes more energy than anything else? What do you think that is? And you may be surprised to know that it's thinking. Thinking takes so much energy. And would you have thought of that? And even just to give you an example, when you were learning to drive the car, especially if it was a manual, how much did you have to think about every single movement that you made? The turning on the ignition, the foot on the foot pedals, the handbrake, the rear vision mirror, looking over your shoulder, letting out the clutch gently, or get your foot off the brake, letting off the clutch, accelerating at the same time, doing the bunny hops initially when you're learning, and you developed a pattern. You developed a pattern or a habit about your driving so that you didn't have to think. You could just get in and do it. And patterns serve us for things like this, and patterns of behaviour can be used in so many ways. Like the way you get ready for work each day or for whatever you do each day. You get up at a certain time, do certain things, maybe you go to work out, maybe you have your shower, maybe you have your breakfast. Whatever it is, you're doing things in a certain way. You do your work in a certain way, you play in a certain way, you make love in a certain way. You get into patterns of behaviour. And these patterns can either be serving us, or they can be not serving us. They can be, the patterns of behaviour can be taking us towards what we want, or they can take us away from the things we want and take us to the things that we don't want. And there's a saying that the way we do anything is the way we do everything. You have the perfectionist who wants everything to be perfect in everything they do, and they end up procrastinating. Or there's certain things you do, and you'll notice, take a step outside of yourself and look at your activity, look at your behaviour, and you'll see that you do things in a certain way. You'll see that you have certain patterns in your life. And the first thing, if you want to change, if these patterns aren't serving you, and what's the old saying? That you develop great habits and make them your masters. If the patterns aren't serving you, how do you change it? Well, first of all, you've got to recognise that you have a pattern. Recognise the patterns that are occurring in your life. And then when you do that, and you recognise them, there you are, you identify it, that's the pattern, that's the loop that I'm in. It's like there's some sort of click-whir operating system happening in your life. It's the pathways, the neurological pathways that have been developed for you to be having these patterns of behaviour. Okay, so where do we go next? Well, we have those patterns, then we recognise them, we identify it, we want to break those patterns so that we can install new patterns of behaviour, new patterns, new neurological pathways, so that there'll be new ways of thinking, new ways of behaving, so you can achieve the things you want to be. And so if you reverse engineer it, you might say, well, who do I want to be? What do I want to achieve? What are the thoughts? What are the beliefs I have to do all that? So we're coming in, we're breaking the patterns. You think of great examples of people stuck in patterns, people who are smokers, gamblers, drinkers, alcoholics, or various other things in life. They're stuck in the patterns of behaviour. What do they say? The difference between a rut and a grave is the depth. So what's the patterns that you would like to change? What new patterns would you like to have? Sometimes people don't know what the patterns are that they want to have in their life. And this is where we go looking at role models. Someone else has done it. If they've done it, you can do it too. It's just a matter of how. It's how do they think? What do they believe? What do they do to get the results they get? You still with me? If your pattern is not listening, maybe you're not. If your pattern is to listen, then maybe you're still with me. So if that sounds interesting, if you'd like to learn more about how to recognise your existing patterns, how to break them, how to install new patterns, then just, if you want to learn more, put more in the comments. And I'll get in touch and we can organise to have a brief strategy session on Zoom to help you recognise, to give you some more clarity on what these patterns are doing to your life and what you can do to change the patterns to create a new life. the life that you really want, patterns that are congruent with who you want to be, what you want to achieve in life. Okay, that sounds like you. Put more in the comments and we'll get together and have a chat. You have a terrific Tuesday and I'll speak to you soon.